Hi, I'm Naya with Famous in Transition. Welcome to Protect the Innocent. Today we're going to talk about selling dreams. Do you hear how peaceful it is in your home? Are you waiting for the phone to ring? Are you waiting for your children to get home from an outing or school? The phone never rings. Your child never walks through the door. What has happened? Things are good at home, so you thought. Everything's going fine, so you thought. But your child doesn't think so or didn't think so. So they were on the internet seeking friends, or someone was seeking them to be a friend, or they just got caught up in the wrong situation at the wrong time. Human trafficking is a real live up and running entity that's going every single day, all day long, that does not rest. There are people out here selling dreams to children that doesn't even exist. Never existed, was never going to even happen. They're seeking to devour whomever they can. Let's look at Jeff Epstein's story. He was a monster. He was out preying on children as young as 14 years old. He made millions of dollars off these kids. He brought in kids by selling them a dream of some sort. So, because he's not here and his business is not up and going, somebody is filling his spot. Somebody is taking over and still selling kids. Somebody is still making millions of dollars every single year. It doesn't stop. Let's look and see what happened. These are just some little snippets of Jeff Epstein's story. Epstein was accused of sexually assaulting numerous of teen girls, some of them as young as 14 years old, according to the prosecutors. Over many years, he allegedly exploited a vast network of underage girls for sex at his homes in Manhattan, Palm Beach, Florida, and his private island near St. Thomas. Epstein had pleaded not guilty to charges brought in 2019 by federal prosecutors in New York of sex trafficking conspiracy and one count of sex trafficking with underage girls. His death in prison before facing trial was ruled suicide. Epstein had cut a deal with federal prosecutors in Florida in 2008, reaching a non-prosecution agreement on allegations he sexually abused underage girls in return for pleading guilty to lesser state charges and serving 13 months in jail, much of the time on work release. He also had to pay settlements to victims and register as a sex offender. So he indeed was running a $1 million industry every single day. The people that he brought in from around the world to engage and indulge in these horrendous sex activities. Let your mind do the wonders. Let your mind wonder on what it was and what it was like for these teenage girls that thought that they were being sold a dream to escape something that they realized wasn't even real. So this is what one of the victims had to say to the jury. Her name was Annie Farmer, and she said she was grateful the jury recognized Maxwell's partner of predatory behavior. This was Epstein's helper, his girlfriend, his partner, whatever you want to call it, whomever you want to say she was. She was a monster as well. She was out helping him to devour young girls as prey. She stated she has caused hurt to many more women than few of us who had the chance to testify in the courtroom. She said in a prepared statement, "I hope this verdict brings solace to all who one of her victims." She wanted to get justice for everybody. Annie Farmer wanted everyone to go to get justice, all the victims to receive justice, but there were only a few that were able to testify. But they did get justice because Epstein, well, he committed suicide. And Maxwell is no longer around. She's in jail. This is another thing to see as a big eye-opener on those of you that didn't follow the Epstein case or didn't even read it or didn't follow up to see what the verdict was or how things panned out. But Maxwell was very well taken care of, and she lured these girls in to make $1 million industry, and that's exactly what happened. Listen what the jurors said. Jurors saw physical evidence like a folding massage table once used by Epstein, a black book that listed contact information for some of the victims under the heading massage. There were bank records showing he had transferred $30.7 million to Maxwell, his longtime companion, one-time girlfriend, later employee. Guys, sex trafficking is real. It does not care whom it hits. Men, women, boys, girls, it does not care. It's like a stray bullet. If you go outside and you just start shooting, well, guess who the bullet's gonna hit? We don't know. Whomever it hits, because you didn't target anything, you just start shooting. It's the same way. It's the same way. It targets whomever. It does not care. Love your children. Take care of your children. Love your family. Know their whereabouts. If your children are off to college and you have financial problems, reach out to your children and say, hey, let's work this out. Let's see how we can do this together. I am here for you as your parents. I'm here for you as your friend. We don't need you to going off into escapades that will get you into situations that you can't back out of. There are predators out there that's devouring every single day. They do not care. They do not care. They do not care. Love your children. Call them up and say, hey, I love you. Call your friends. Call them up and say, hey, I love you. You don't have to say anything else. That's all I call to say, is that I love you. Meet with your friends for lunch, for dinner. Have them over to your house. Do whatever it takes to keep people around you safe, especially those that you care about and love. It's a really, really cruel world out here, and this is a multi-billion-dollar industry that's up and running every single day. Help your children, love your children, create an atmosphere for them to know that they can be saved no matter what. Like, subscribe, and share. Until then, see you next time. If you're in trouble or you know someone that's in trouble, please contact Families in Transition at 870-732-4077, the national hotline at 888-373-7888, or you can scan this QR code for ACASA's website.